hosts Paul Domowitch and Paul Jolovitz this and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. for the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken. Join the Paws as they'll have a different Eagles alumni guest each week and break down the team's upcoming matchup. It's the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM.
Hi, this is Merrill Reese, and I'm here to announce that the garage is always open. I'm talking about garage beer. Light beer, like it used to be. How refreshing. I believe my good friend Jason Kelsey even described garage beer as beer-flavored beer. There's a guy who knows beer. Find yours at drinkgaragebeer.com. Remember, the garage is always open.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
And we are here once again with our favorite racing show. Here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Yes, we are here live, and this kind of sucks because after today we won't be back for 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks, yeah. Yep.
You know what, Fred? We're just going to have to do something.
I'll be here next week, Thursday next week.
Okay, well, if I'm off I might be off that Thursday.
We could do it.
I could come in here and do Need for Speed.
Yeah, well, I'll be here on for a whole hour, so.
Oh, well, see, you know what? I can come in and do some Need for Speed with you. Yeah. I'll get to meet Mr. Foxwell.
There you go.
And Joe, and we could have a good old time. But, the holiday season is here. Mm-hmm. Hot Rod Santa's over. You've done an excellent job with that. And, I know a lot of toys, a lot of donations. You've done real well with that, and now people want to.
The community did well with that. I'm just the playmaker. That's all.
Well, the community took care of you, but and now they want you to do something in the summertime.
Yeah, we're going to start talking about doing something. I was with Lori Sullivan, the director of Toys for Tots in Bucks County, and we talked about doing something in the summer, or at least in the warmer weather. You know, it's a little hard doing it when it gets real hot, and there's a lot of things going on, but car shows and stuff. But if we can pull something off, we're going to do it.
Well, the business that we're in, it's better in the summertime.
Yeah,
because our kind of racing, we're not ice racers or anything like that. Not that there's anything against them, but it would service us better to do something. You get lucky and you get a good day for your Hot Rod Santa, and it has to be a little cold for Santa Claus. But if we do something in the summer, you and I were kicking things around.
Yeah, even if we, even if we'll do something with Toys for Tots or the Bucks County Family Services. Mm-hmm. But we could also do something with the veterans and
right.
Like the Hot Rod and Hot Nights or whatever.
Hot Rods and Heroes, something like that.
Heroes,
I have a lot of people that are into the veteran stuff. My buddy Mike, he's been a commander. He's involved in all that. As soon as I told him we were thinking about doing something in the summer, he said, "Let me know." He knows some guys
at my Legion over in Fallsington, and then I have another friend that's big in with the Legion 968 over Bristol. So we'll get them all together and see if we could do something for Warriors Watch or any of the veterans things around here. I could talk to Brian Fitzpatrick. He's always up for that stuff.
Plus we have racing we'll be racing by then.
Yeah, we'll be racing.
So we'll be able to talk to some people at the track and do some stuff there, and we'll be able to get some more race cars involved. Mm-hmm. I know Dominic was pretty excited about coming, and Glenn, and so you definitely got them. Yeah. They'll be coming back, and hopefully I can get Kyle involved. They're just so damn busy, not just with the Maple Grove, but with the Reclamation Center, and Kyle's hands-on everything, and so is Kenny Jr. I think I might be better off getting the legend Captain Chaos to come on the show, the father. So but no, we're in full swing. We're getting ready for the indoor season. Of course, we had Joey Payne on here, and then right after that, I'm watching the Skinny on TV, and Joey was on there. So But Earl Krause is going to call. We're going to give a teaser for what we're going to do with Earl. He's going to do a time capsule, Earl Krause's time capsule. Yeah. So, and we're going to talk a little bit with Earl about the time capsule. We're going to go back in time with Earl.
Talking about the old tracks.
And talk about the old tracks, try and get some drivers. Mm-hmm. Of course, you made a friend in Stan Plosky, the third, because you bought his trailer.
Right.
I'm good friends with Uncle Butch, which is Stan Plosky, Stan the man. Mm-hmm. And maybe we could get a couple of these guys to come to the studio. I'm going to give 110% to try to get Billy Osmond because I know how big a fan you are of him. I might reach out to Joe McFarlane, who's Three Wide's Picture Vault. He's pretty friendly with a lot of them guys. There's a lot of avenues we can go here with our show. I'm
looking forward to start putting it together here after the holidays. And
because we're going to go to Motorsports, gang. So if you're listening, give us a call, 215-949-3232. Steve's at the controls. He's not near the dump button today. So, Earl, when you call in, he promised that he's not going to hang up on you. So, and if he does, I got a hammer underneath the table here.
Yeah, when Earl calls, I want to talk some more about motorsports and see, so we can get some
you've never been, so
so you guys can tell me and
you're really
tell
gonna
everybody
be,
about it.
You're gonna be in awe when you go there.
Yeah.
I've been going for years. Not that it's toned down a little bit, but there's so much stuff going on there. There's so many drivers, there's so many cars, so many people, vendors there that you would be interested in, not just so much auto racing, but other industries because of what you do with America's Mechanic. I mean, and there's so many like sales and bargains and different things. I mean, when right before Zach started racing, we went, got his suit, got his helmet, got everything all in one place. So, and
my suit, I just got notified. My suit's on the way. So. Yeah.
Oh well, see, there you go. Yeah. So, I mean, you can go there and talk to people, and they'll take your size, they measure you up. Yeah. Next thing you know, they got you in the right direction. Anything that has to do with racing or the industry. Of course, PRI was last week, but yeah, that motorsports. When you go to motorsports, you know the racing season's right around the corner. Then, of course, we have the indoor stuff. We're going to get Davey on here. I know Kate was real busy today when I talked to her because I wanted her to do a teaser for Chris Moore. We're going to have Chris Moore on the show tonight from New Egypt Speedway. He's the new guy in charge over there. And he's going to tell us they put their schedule out, and there's a lot of good things going to happen at New Egypt Speedway. And he's going to come on the show and talk to us about what's happening at New Egypt, what his job is. I talked to Doug Rose today, and we're going to highlight the Christmas lights. They have a Christmas light thing going on. You drive through. It's $20 a car. You go through there, and it's like a mile and a quarter. Now, if you've ever been to Shady Brook, it's kind of like the same thing, but it's at Bridgeport Speedway. If you're a Bridgeport Speedway fan, you got to go. If you're a racing fan, you got to go. It's at a racetrack. You got to go. So get in the car and go down there. I think
they take the family out on the track.
Yeah. Just go through there and all that. Doug said it's a pretty neat deal. It starts tomorrow, I think. I think it starts on the 19th.
Yep, 19th.
Starts on the 19th. It's a mile and a quarter.
It's from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So eat your dinner, bring a drink with you, and go riding through there and check out the lights. Like I said, I talked to Doug today. He told me he was going to come on the show, but his kid's got a basketball game. So, and we got a call already.
All right.
We got Earl.
All right.
Don't hang up on him.
Did you hit the right button?
Did you hit the right button this time?
We're good.
Earl, are you there?
I am there.
All right.
All right, Steve, you get an A for that. See that? He made up for himself, Earl.
No, Steve's a great guy. Hey, when you have technology, things can happen. So just like a race car.
When technology is involved, yes, you could have trouble. But he's the guy pushing the button.
You should see the technology I'm wearing right now, Earl. I got this headset on here. It's got like duct tape on it.
Yeah.
Some glue on the end.
It's all glue on the end.
Oh, my God.
Multi-million-dollar operation here. and we got duct tape going on. But no, Christmas is right around the corner, Earl. And we got a lot of things going on. I know you got a lot of things going on. Getting ready for the indoor season, getting ready for motorsports. We were just talking about that. But one of our very own is not feeling well, and he's a good friend of mine. I know he's a good friend of yours. because he races at Wall periodically, Jimmy Blewett. So, and we were talking about your segment that you're going to have as we do the time capsule with Earl Krause. So, speaking of the Blewetts, we want to wish Jimmy well. He's a little bit under the weather, so we're going to wish Jimmy well and
Absolutely. Great guy.
Yep, get a speedy recovery for Jimmy, and we'll get Jimmy on the show when he gets well. He promised me he would come on the show, him and James. But let's go back in time a little bit, Earl. Let's talk about the Blewett legacy. Let's talk about how that began and where they originated and how that all happened, because I know you know a lot about them guys.
Absolutely. It goes back to John Blewett Sr., affectionately known as Grandpop, who sadly passed away just about a year ago. John Blewett Sr. and his son, John Blewett Jr., they debuted the famous, which is now signature number 76, red, white, blue 76, at Wall Stadium in the early to mid 1970s. And they became one of the top teams in a very short order. And that legacy led to John Jr.'s sons, John Blewett III, and of course Jimmy Blewett, and the next generation currently racing. Jimmy's son, James Blewett, age 16, already an incredibly smooth racer. He started racing at Wall Stadium as soon as he turned 16, late summer this year, and hasn't won a feature yet, but it's just a matter of time. Next year, most certainly, he'll be in victory lane, and you can just see that smoothness, that natural ability.
Right.
And several years ago, John Blewett III's adopted son, John IV, who was just a baby, literally, very young, when sadly John III, was fatally injured.
Right.
Several years ago, John IV began racing a family car at Wall Stadium, ran for about a season, and then kind of got away from it. And I'm very happy to say that John IV returned the competition at Wall during Turkey Derby.
Yes, I saw that. Yep.
Alongside his brother Jimmy, or James.
And a number 5, right?
Yes, which was the same red and white with black trim, number 5, the same combination that John III ran when he debuted at Wall Stadium in 1991 himself for the Turkey Derby, jumping right into a modified.
That's pretty cool.
So the Blewett tradition continues. A great family. They've done so much for the sport, both on and off the track. And you talk about Jimmy Blewett. He has 101 wins at Wall Stadium. That's 88 victories in the modifieds, between the Wall modifieds and the Tour type modifieds. That's through the year 2000. That's when he won his first. And most recently, last August, he won his 88th. But he also has 7 wins in the Sportsman division. When we run the Dirt DA modifieds during Turkey Derby, he has 4 wins there. And he also has 2 wins in limited late model competition. So 101 wins at Wall Stadium for Jimmy Blewett. And he's nowhere near stepping away. As soon as he gets his health back, he'll be back stronger than ever next year. And his goal is something that he really wants to do. Gil Hearn is the all-time modified winner at Wall Stadium with 101 victories. And Jimmy now, again, with 88 in the modifieds. And his goal is to, one day tie and then surpass Gil Hearn. And he said before, Jimmy and I have talked, and he said that would be just, the most amazing thing, because he grew up admiring Gil Hearn.
Right.
And he said, to be on that plateau, that level with Gil, that would, make him extremely happy, because the way he admires him. So.
Yeah, but, Gil's one of my favorite people, too.
He's a fighter.
I got to know Jimmy because, of course, speaking of James, he won some races at New Egypt this year, driving a dirt car, and he's very smooth in that. And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The kid's got talent. I mean,
it's amazing. When he came to Wall for the first time, I'll tell you a little story. This was again late summer when James made his debut at Wall Stadium. I got there later than usual that Saturday, because usually I get there nice and early, and I make my tour of the pits before coming over to start announcing. I got there a little bit later, and as I was walking into the grandstand area, getting ready to head up to the tower and then the pits, there was a race car on the track. I walked to the top of the grandstand, and it was a red, white, and blue 76 turning hot laps. And I could tell right away that it was a sportsman car.
Right.
And I thought, oh, okay, because I knew James was going to be debuting.
Right.
And I thought, okay, yeah, that's cool. Jimmy's shaking down the car for
the
James.
kid, yeah.
When I found out that was James running super consistent, smooth laps, and I thought, that is amazing. That was his first time at Wall Stadium on the high banks, and went over to the pit area and met him in person. I had met him before a couple years ago, but what a nice kid. Very personable, very in tune with the race car.
Right.
You know, and he's going to go places. He's very proudly carrying on that family legacy.
Yeah, when I talked to Skip Flores, he told me that Jimmy says it all the time, that he reminds him so much of John, that a lot of his characteristics and his mannerism remind him of his brother so much that that it's a cool thing. I mean, I always heard all the horror stories about Jimmy Blewett. Jimmy Blewett this, Jimmy Blewett that, and I never met him. I said, I got to meet this guy. And then when I knew he was coming to New Egypt, I spent 5 minutes with the guy, and I fell in love with the guy. I said, they're saying all this. He goes, haters make you famous. I said, yup. And whenever I needed something, I could go to him or I could go to Grandpa, and they'd say, whatever you need, just come to us. We'll take care of you. I mean, stand-up people, great people, whether
Absolutely.
it be a part for your car or something out of the junkyard or something at the racetrack. If they have it, you can have it. And I mean have it. They give it to you. You don't have to pay for it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's just the kind of people they are. When Zach first started racing, I was telling him about Zach. He goes, what do you need, money? I'll give the kid money. I'll sponsor him. And right before Zach went to North Carolina, we were going to put Blewett on the car, but Zach moved, so that didn't transpire. But he was all in. He was going to help Zach out with some sponsorship. So, for him to be under the weather, the kind of person he is, I know he's a fighter. I know if anybody can beat what he's got, he's going to beat it. He's a good dude and good people. God does things to people like him because they know he can handle that. You know what I mean? He doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. And with all the people behind him, like you and me and all the fans and everybody else, Jimmy's not going to have no problem doing this, and he'll be in victory lane real soon doing what he's got to do. Now, let's move to motor.
So our listeners know, we don't really have, Jimmy's is interesting. As Jimmy Blewett, as you see him at the track, Jimmy Blewett, as you mentioned, is Jimmy Blewett, but he's a very private person.
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
Just so our listeners know, what Jimmy is dealing with right now is something that really got to him during the summer. He has what's called diverticulitis, which is a very serious intestinal illness, and that's why he went into the hospital last weekend to get that taken care of. So again, it's a type of illness that it's actually something that John III had, and also John Jr. So kind of runs in the family.
Right.
And it's a type of illness that can literally double over a person in pain when it hits, because it affects the intestinal area.
Right.
And that's what Jimmy's dealing with right now. And it's tough for a guy like him because he's always on the move, always active.
Yes.
This is something that if it sidelined Jimmy Blewett, it's tough. And,
exactly.
He's gonna get better, and it's like anything else. If it had to happen, this is like the best time when it's not
right. Exactly. Yep.
But we're hoping that he gets well, obviously very soon, and we look forward to seeing him at all the indoor events, whether he's in a race car or not.
Yep.
Hopefully he'll be at the motorsports show and at the indoor races, and we wish him very all the best.
All right, now, speaking of motorsports, Fred has a couple questions for you about motorsports.
Yeah, well,
Fred, what do you got?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up so we can tell all the listeners what can we expect. This is my first time going there, so what can me and any listener that wants to just pop in up there expect when you go to motorsports? I know it sounds kick-ass from what Nick says.
Okay, one of the things I'd like to mention right off is that we're going to have two very special guests, both Friday and Saturday.
Fred Fletcher and Nick Leach?
That's right. That's right. We'll be signing autographs. But attending the show will be Ray Everhand.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Who is celebrating actually his 50th year in racing.
Nice.
He actually started racing what was called the modern stock division at Wall Stadium and New Egypt back in late 1973, 1974. So this is actually Ray's 50th year in racing.
Nice.
He'll be one of our special guests at the show, and we just confirmed today, I got the verification from Lenny Sammons, that Bill Elliott will be at the show, both Friday and Saturday.
Cool.
Oh, man.
Yep, they'll be doing on-stage Q&As from the fans, doing presentations, signing autographs. We're going to have a number of vintage race cars from Ray Everham's collection there. But, there'll be opportunity for, our visitors at the show to meet Ray Everham and Bill Elliott in person. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, Fred's all excited now. He's getting all wound up.
I mean, I met Ray
Good.
when I was a kid down at Flemington. He was at Flemington for a little bit, but
very good. Great.
Yeah, but no, I never met Bill Elliott, so that's a treat for me too.
Yep.
Terrific. Yes, we like to hear. Good.
So we have to get him in so we can interview him on Wide Open Wednesday.
Yeah.
There you go.
We could probably get Ray on here.
Into the show, along with Ray and Bill being there, we have a variety of racetrack displays, both locally and national. A lot of the various series, URC Sprints, for example, the Touring Series, ATQMRA. They'll all have booths at the show with drivers from those series and representatives there. New Egypt Speedway will be there, of course, Bridgeport, Pocono Raceway, for those fans who attend Pocono. It's an opportunity to get ticket information, reserve seats ahead of time for Pocono races. They always have a NASCAR car in their booth.
Right.
What's neat about the show is that throughout the weekend, Friday and Saturday, drivers, team members from every discipline of racing are there just literally walking around the show.
Yep.
And you mentioned earlier, Nick, that when Zach was racing, you were able to get, all the material you needed for his racing.
Yeah, one
the driving
stop.
suit,
Yep.
everything else. We literally have a manufacturer's midway.
Yep.
Where race drivers can get all the gear they need. Randy LaJoy will be there with his Joy of Seating, where race drivers can come and get measured for a brand new seat.
Well, should have held off. I just got one this week.
Yeah, that's where Zach got his seat. Andy said go see Randy LaJoy, and Zach went and seen him. He measured him up, and that's where he got his seat from.
Now, Friday night, continuing the tradition, will be the Miss Motorsports pageant. That's always one of our highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Many young ladies.
Now you got Nick excited.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to get
I got a little bit different priorities. I'm happy to meet Bill Elliott. He's my man, Miss Motorsports.
There you go. Well, see, Fred, when the pageant's going on, you'll be at the booth all by yourself because Nick will be gone.
I see.
I want to be a judge for that contest. I ask Lenny every year. He won't let me be a judge.
We can put you on the list there, Nick. If you're interested.
All right, put me on the list. I've been wanting to do that since forever.
It'll be lonely at the
booth. It'll be a ghost town at our booth. I promise I'll behave.
Okay. But that's just a small sample of what goes on there. And Nick, I know you've been there many times, and I know you've been telling Fred about it. And Fred, you're not going to be disappointed. Mm-hmm. You're going to love every minute of it. You're not going to want to leave when it's all over. You're going to be sad to see it end. So, but we began the show back in the 1980s, and it's just every year it's something. It's so neat. Just like being at the racetrack where you see so many generations of race fans and racers attending. And you see all the brand new race cars. That's always cool too.
Yep.
The latest and the greatest. And it's good, and it's great to have you guys there as part of it. So it'll be good to see you.
All right, well, we got to go on a break now, and he's not going to cut you off, but we're going to take a break here, and I guess we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Fred, I'll be chatting with you tomorrow morning. So, but in advance to everyone, Merry Christmas and a very happy and safe 2025. And Fred, yes, we'll look forward to chatting with you on air tomorrow morning as well.
All right.
All right, we'll talk to you in a couple
Thanks,
weeks. Thanks, Earl. All right.
Join host Paul Domowitch and Paul Jalvitz this and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. for the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken. Join the Paws as they'll have a different Eagles alumni guest each week and break down the team's upcoming matchup. It's the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM.
Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1957, WBCB can help your business grow. If you want to gain more exposure locally, contact us at 215-949-3232. That's 215-949-3232. Or contact Matt at WBCB1490.com. That's Matt at WBCB1490.com. WBCB Radio. Here today, here yesterday, and here tomorrow. Now on 107.3 FM as well as 1490 AM.
Everything you wanted to know about funerals and planning but did not know who to ask. Tune in on Mondays to the Galzerano Funeral Home. More than just a funeral home, Louis A. Galzerano III has been serving Bucks County for over 100 years. Family owned and operated by Louis and his wife Carol. Galzerano Funeral Home serves all faiths and nationalities. A full-service funeral home with a full line of cremation options and a crematory on the premises. 2 locations to serve you and your family, one in Bristol and one in Levittown. Call 215-788-2821 or 215-945-8484. Special rates to show our thanks to all servicemen and women as well as the FOP. Galzerano Funeral Home. 215-788-2821 or 215-945-8484.
And we're back here on a Wide Open Wednesday. Once again, here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Yeah, that's me and Freddie. I mean, that was cool. Earl gave us some history of the Blewett family. That's pretty neat. And that's basically what what we're going to do with Earl's segment. So, and
we get a bunch of drivers from the era that when we were kids, and
exactly.
And we talk about so our parents and stuff. Like my dad, when he's listening, hopefully he's listening now, would be like, "Oh, I remember those days." Bring something back, and So and then we talk about vintage cars and stuff and what we're going to do. I'm going to run the vintage cars down New Egypt. Hopefully Nick Marco's listening, and he set his alarm to call me.
Yeah, Nick, what's he sleeping? What's he work days and nights?
He said he put an alert on there for him to call me for during the show today. Yeah. But he knew Earl was going to call first.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he knew Earl. Where's Billy at? We're missing Billy. What's up?
Yeah, I thought Billy would have been right on there.
I thought Billy would have been right after Earl. Maybe Billy's sleeping.
But the schedule came out for New Egypt yesterday, and
you guys got a few dates.
Yeah, we got 6 dates down in New Egypt this year. 6 vintage car runs.
Cool.
First one's going to be May 10th. I got so excited after that I forgot to remember what the rest were. Because I'm debuting.
That's the debut, baby.
I'm breaking out my car and hitting the track on May 10th. And I got a visit today from Matt Rozier. He was the Turn 4 Mr. Clean. And,
Mr. Clean, that's him.
So he came by, checked out my car, gave it a thumbs up.
He brought you a door too.
He brought me a Danny Buck door.
Danny Buck autographed championship door. Sorry, Matt.
It's in the back of my truck. I'm going to put it in your truck when we leave.
So who's this? Let's see who this is.
WBCB.
Hello.
Can I get your name? Nelson, I'll get you on. Nick Marco.
He did have his alarm. He did yours.
That's Fred's caller.
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. I guess you set the alarm this time, huh?
Yes, I surely did.
So I want to thank you. I just got some tires from Nick the other day to put on my car, so I'm going to clean them up, put them on there, make my car all nice and pretty for motorsports. I hope you have the schedule in front of you, what we're planning on running this year, because I didn't bring it with me.
May 10th, and then June 21st, July 19th, August 2nd, and then 2 Fridays, September 26th, and then October 24th.
Okay. That's, as soon as I get back, I'm going to mark them all down because I'm not going to miss one. And
Yeah.
So hopefully I got a bunch of people coming out on May 10th to watch me run. So there'll be a whole section of Fletcher's garage there in the one turn there.
That's cool.
I noticed that you gave him a planner, Nick. It's sitting in his office. That Goodyear tire, that'll make a good planner because it ain't good for nothing else.
Nice Goodyear planner.
Yep, that's exactly what that is.
I'm gonna hang it on my wall.
There you go.
Hey, go ahead. Nick.
So
that tire never used, but it's from 2007. So it's a vintage tire.
Yeah, well, that's what I told him. It's a vintage tire. I mean, I remember them back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you gonna have your car ready by then, May 10th?
Yeah. The car right now, it's up at Lambertville, New Jersey, getting ready to go to Tom Sickler's to have some body work done and a paint job done. So we'll be ready, and Tom's anxious to get it, and I'm anxious to give it to him because he does really good work.
Yeah, we know.
We did mine.
We know firsthand. Fred's car was Tom's car.
Yeah, I know. So
yep.
I saw that car in front of me many times, and Tom did a good job driving it. And it's a good car. It's a nice car, and it looks very pretty now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you.
That's a nice car, the way you have it and everything. And I wish you the best of fun out there because that's what it's going to be, a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were talking like I'm joining the vintage club down there with you in New Egypt, and what makes the vintage club in New Egypt different from any other one? Or what do we do? What kind of stuff can we look forward to from coming from the vintage?
Well, the thing about us is that we help each other out. We pit together. So we help unload. So if somebody's there and they need a hand unloading, somebody will jump right in there to help them. As far as going on the track, going on track, we come back in, we talk about what we did, how much fun it was, and so basically, what we've been doing a lot at New Egypt is, we take the green, and then we take the checker, and we're on the track for not even 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think we love that because it's green and checker, and we're off the track, and we're not holding anybody up. We're not holding up the bigger shows, so it's pretty cool, and they like it. And what we do that's kind of unique too, we have a driver and car info sheet. So when Pete's up there announcing, he talks about the driver, his hometown, his racing experience, talks about the car, the history of the car, the body, the frame, engine, all that stuff. So the track announcer, Pete, is very knowledgeable about what's on the track with the vintage cars.
Okay.
So
cool.
that's a form that I had you fill out, Fred.
Yeah, and then I want to make it where the vintage cars, with the exhibition that we run, as fun as it is for us, that's what usually when everybody goes up and goes to the bathroom and goes and goes to the concession.
Well, I think that's going to change now because they know that you're on the track.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on. We'll get together and to say, Fred's out there. Let's see him hit the wall.
Yeah. America's mechanic in the wall, turn one. He'll have some mechanical work to do.
Right.
But I want to get some more notoriety towards the vintage because that's always been one of my things, like going down there and seeing the old 27 out there and the Sammy Beavers 43 and you Nick with this. I didn't know it was you, but the 707.
It'll be a whole different wide open Wednesday after he starts racing there.
Yeah, the 707. Then you had that statewide 3 Gremlin.
Yeah, I almost bought that car. I almost bought that before whoever has it now.
So what
Dino Murin has it. So the owner of the 3 also has the 43.
Okay.
So then we have Jim Hawks is out there running with us, and Jim has been around racing for 25, 30, 40 years. He's a real good guy, real laid back, and big vintage car supporter. Matter of fact, he went up to New York State late last year and picked up a car there and brought it down, and so it's running real well. It's a blue 29. I'm not sure if you've seen that, Nick, out there.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep. That's the one that Erico drove, right?
Yes, that was the old orange Falcon body. The rumor has it that was Jessica Friesen's first modified up in upstate New York.
Well, I have Johnny Leach's 1985 Bridgeport Championship car.
Okay, got to get that out there.
So if John gets well enough, John will be out there with you guys.
There you go. That'd be an honor.
Yep, that's sitting at Wade's farm right now. Wade's supposed to put a body on it, and that is the original 1985 championship car from Bridgeport.
That'll be cool. Yeah.
It's an Olsen car. Yep. All right, we're up against it, Nick. We got 2 callers waiting. We appreciate you calling.
Oh, yeah.
You can call anytime you want. You know that.
Yep, and I'll be talking to you during the week.
But, I'll talk to you later, and I will be listening now, too. So.
All right, good. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, brother. Yeah. Do we do Billy first, or do we do Mr. Moore? Because we're going to talk with Mr. Moore at length. So put Billy on first, and then we'll go to Chris Moore. Chris, hang on, sir.
Yeah.
Billy.
Hey, it's Billy. How are you?
What's going on, Bill? How are you? I want to say that you had a hell of a weekend, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We did. We had our first daily driver race of the year with our new winter series, and I must say it was such a success that we're not going to do it not just one more time, but we're going to do it 2 more times this season. That will take place in January and February because it was such a big turnout. We said, heck with it. We're going to do it 2 more times. We were happy with it. The final round came down between 2 legends in the D1, Dave Harvey Jr. and Scott Embley, with Dave Harvey Jr. getting the round win in the final round.
Wow.
So all in all, we were all happy at Maple Grove on Saturday.
How many cars, Bill? Do you know?
Unfortunately, I don't, but I will tell you the staff was very happy with the turnout that we got on Saturday.
So you figure a couple hundred or a few hundred, right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
So what's next?
Mm-hmm. Well, we're taking a weekend off this weekend, but next weekend is our New Year's race. That is when we have all of our friends from the Philadelphia area. They will be there next Saturday to wrap up the 2024 season at the Grove. We're all looking forward to it. I mean, it was such a great outing on Saturday. I must say, drag racing's healthy in the state of PA with everything that's going on in drag racing right now.
All right, Bill. Well, we appreciate you calling. You're a little late. I guess you were busy at work, huh?
Yep, I'm actually currently there right now. But before I go, there's a couple things I'd like to say real quick.
Go ahead.
For those of you that are still looking to get some last-minute Christmas ideas, check out MapleGroveRaceway.com. We have a great list of apparel and hats. Shane and Matt Blood have really knocked it out this year with apparel and hats, so be sure to check that one out. Also, fresh off the press, extra, read all about it. The Maple Grove schedule is out on the Maple Grove Raceway website. So if you want to get all of your vacation plans, dates saved for next year, be sure to check out our website. And also tonight at 7 o'clock, that's a little about an hour ago, on My Race Show on YouTube, Shane will be joining the crew right there, and he'll be telling you more about Maple Grove Raceway.
Awesome. Thanks for calling, Bill. We always appreciate you calling, brother.
Anytime, guys, and to all the viewers and fans out there, on behalf of the staff of Maple Grove Raceway and the Koretzky family, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone out there listening.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Billy. All right, now you can bring this guy on. We have Mr. Chris Moore. How are you, Christopher?
I'm all right. How are you, Nick?
I'm good, sir. What? Me and Chris were talking earlier before, and he always calls me sir, and I'm like, boy, does that make me feel like really old. So he said he
would you rather ma'am? I can do ma'am if you want.
Don't even start with that, all right? But now, Chris, you're doing this thing at New Egypt. What am I going to do about my Friday nights now? Because I used to watch you every Friday at Utica Rome and all these other tracks up north. Now you're tied down to New Egypt. I guess I'm just going to have to come to New Egypt and mess with you now.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do on Friday nights either. I guess we'll see. Probably making sure Mark and I are on the same page for for Saturdays.
Well, then you'll just have to have a Friday night series. What do you think?
You do vintage
and
cars on
then we
Saturday.
can announce. You can announce on Friday nights because Pete will be working, and you can announce on Friday nights. That way you don't lose that smooth stuff you got going there, and then you can do the manager stuff on Saturday. But tell the people what's going on, Chris. I mean, you're a new face at New Egypt. You're younger. You got a lot of great ideas. I have talked to you on the phone before. You got a hell of a schedule lined up for New Egypt, and the fans are excited. I've been looking at the Facebook page. Tell everybody what's going on over there.
I hope so. Yeah, we are full steam ahead. We are, as I had in the press release, we're racing. From every Saturday from April to August, the gates are going to open except Easter weekend. Obviously, as long as Mother Nature plays nice,
right?
We're going to race. That's there's not going to be a debate of is New Egypt racing? Are they not? No, we are racing. We're not going to have every division every week. I tried to build the schedule so every division had nights off, and sportsmen and modifieds are roughly once a month they're off, and street stocks are about every other week, and
right.
4 cylinders are probably 2 out of 3. Again, roughly. Tried to do the best I could to work around what I could work around, but yeah, and obviously we got the wingless sprints coming back on roughly, I believe, 10 times about is what I have, and Mid-Atlantic sprints are on the schedule for 6 or 7. I believe it's 6 races. And URC's coming back, USAC East Coast, and then obviously the big one everybody's excited about, the World of Outlaws, in October.
Yeah,
So.
the people's been wanting them to come back. I mean, there's something about sprint cars. Sprint cars bring the people. Of course, bringing back the Outlaws is going to be a tremendous night there. I would love to see the USAC wingless cars or the USAC. You're there now. I know you got a lot of ideas. I know as you move along here, there's going to be a lot of different things that are going to happen at New Egypt. You got a good vision. I've watched your career blossom from Bridgeport to go to the Short Track Super Series. You and I have been friends for a while. I wish you a lot of luck, Chris. I know what kind of ideas you got in your head. I know your best interest is the fans, to put people in the stands, and your best interest is racing in general. And that's what they need there. They need somebody that knows racing, knows the people, knows the drivers. And I think you're in the right spot to go places down there.
Yeah, I think the big thing is I just want people to, when you talk about New Egypt Speedway, I want people to say, hey, yeah, I want to go there. I want, I don't want people to, there are certain racetracks that people kind of roll their eyes about or whatever, and I don't want, I want New Egypt to be a place that people say, hey, New Egypt's awesome. We want to go to New Egypt. We want the big races to be at New Egypt. We want the big series to go to New Egypt, and I think everything's there for it to be that. It's just a matter of getting the wheels in place and doing things the right way and earning everybody's trust that it's a place that is going to be run properly and things are going to be done right and we're not going to be perfect. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to do things wrong. We're going to make people upset. There's no doubt about it, because in this world you can't make everybody happy no matter what you do. But
Right.
Ultimately, I think me and Mark are 100% on the same page that, we're going to be willing to own up to it. We'll look you in the eye, tell you we screwed up, and do what we can to try and make it better. And then the big thing being to learn from it, going forward.
Right.
So, I think that's one of the big things that I've learned is to just be able to say, hey, yeah, we made a mistake and apologize for it and try to make it right and learn from it going forward. And that's on all accounts. That's on account of our fans, on our racers, on our employees. We got to, there's a lot of people to try and make happy every single Saturday night, but it's what we sign up for. It's what we got to do, and I think we're going to do our best to do that.
Well, you like you always say, Chris, you got to clear the dance floor. And that's what you're going to do down there at New Egypt. You're going to clear that dance floor and make it right for everybody. I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty excited for what New Egypt's bringing to the table. I mean, you got Bridgeport down south. I know you're friends with Doug Rose. I talked to him today. And in a perfect world, you guys work together and things start meshing together, and everything works together, and that makes the fans happy. I mean, like you said, you're not going to make everybody happy, but and that's what I tried to do the 26 years that I worked at New Egypt. I tried to make the little guy famous by a guy's not going to win a feature. There's guys that are never going to win a feature, but they'll win a heat race. And when you interview them and their parents are in West Virginia or Virginia and they get to see that, that makes them happy. So, that's basically why I did what I did and why I continue to do what I'm doing with the radio show and stuff like this. And I think you're the right guy for the job. Mark has a very well-rounded background in the sport. I mean, he's been a parts distributor for them guys. He knows all them guys. You know all them guys. And now with Dirt coming there twice, the big boys coming there twice, you know them guys, and it's going to be fun. I know I talked to Pistol Pete, and he's pretty excited. And now, one question I have: how did you get involved with New Egypt? How did that happen? Was a phone call made, or did you call them? How did that happen?
Well, yeah, obviously, the unfortunate circumstance with Joey this past season left a void. And, I didn't know what their plans were or thinking was, but I did just reach out and say, hey, if there's an interest in anything, I'd be willing to have a conversation.
Right.
And, at a certain point down the road, it came back, and I sat down and talked with Fred and Mark and it wasn't, like I said, it's unfortunate, right? That obviously what happened is not a way I would have liked to have been in this position, but it's one of those things that happens, and everybody's got to do what they have to do to try and move along, and so we're I just, like I said, I just sent a message and said, hey, listen, when you're willing to talk, if you'd like to do something, I'd be open to a conversation. So,
Fred is the kind of guy, and he showed it several times, that he'll give somebody that you have notoriety. I mean, you look at Johnny Bangs, okay? Johnny wasn't a modified driver. He was a sportsman driver, a crate driver.
Yeah.
Fred gave him the opportunity of a lifetime, okay? That's what Fred does. He doesn't go after a superstar. He doesn't go after somebody that has a whole lot of experience. He lets them get the experience through him, and that's one of the good qualities about Fred that nobody will ever give him credit for. So
he's been great with me. I can tell you that much.
Well, and I know he's been great with a lot of people, but a lot of people don't see that side of Fred. And it's crazy because he done it with Johnny Banks. He done it with Joey too. Joey was a fan in the stands. Joey was a fan in the stands, drinking beer, yelling and screaming with Danny, and he gave him a chance. And Joey ran that place the best that he could. You know what I mean? And now, not that you have experience, you know the ropes, but now I think you're probably the first person that has a little bit of a background along with Mark this is probably going to work out better for Fred, I think.
I hope so. That's what I've been. People have been telling me it's been very, very flattering. It's been very nice. People have been saying they're excited to have me there and excited to see what happens. And I tell them, well, listen, I hope you still feel that way in another year or two or three. I hope that's still the case. So.
Well, the guy that prepares the track, the guy that's the race director, the owner, and the manager. They're the four people that get hated the most at a racetrack. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you that. So you got to have thick skin. And you've been around long enough with Brett and going through all that stuff. And we talked about a message that we seen the other night. And you said the perfect thing. Just let it go. You know what I mean? So, and that's what you got to do sometime because the haters make you famous. But I think it's a step in the right direction. I think New Egypt is probably going to go back on the map. If there's anything that we can help you with here at Wide Open Wednesday, we'll definitely do that.
I appreciate the 6 vintage runs there.
Yeah, the 6 vintage
we'll make that as popular as possible
for Fred because he has a vintage car, so he's happy about that. So, no, I mean, what dates are exciting you, Chris? what did you come up with that excites you that you brought back to New Egypt?
Well, first of all, I mean, I can tell you that, and nothing's official yet, but if everything goes the way that it looks like it's going to go, the Super Dirt Car Series race is 1,000% going to be a race that everybody's going to want to be at. And again, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you what's going to happen. All I can tell you is you're going to want to leave March 29th open on your calendar because, like I said, if all goes the way I think it's going to go, there's going to be a lot of people really excited to be at that race at New Egypt Speedway.
Should I buy my ticket now?
I would.
Should I start smooshing?
I would.
Should I start smooshing you over now? But and on the other thing, you got to talk about your future brother-in-law. And how is Allison doing, by the way?
She's good. She's good. She's actually sitting right here next to me. But she's good. She's back to work and doing good, and yeah, getting ready for Christmas.
Well, she'll definitely put you on the straight and narrow. I know that. You're not going to put nothing by her. I mean, I'm really proud of Ryan. He's done an excellent job. He's really starting to come into his own. Of course, winning the championship and doing all that. I miss that more than anything because there was a lot of guys there that I consider my nephews, my adopted nephews, and to miss all that kind of hurt me a little bit. But you know what? I talk to Ryan on the phone every now and again, and through Wide Open Wednesday, I got to be there a couple times and had some fun. So we'll figure it out. I mean, I'm proud of you, Chris. And I've seen what you could do. I've watched you on TV enough. No matter what they say about your big head ain't big because you act that way. It's generic, you know what I mean? But no, I just think that
I'm really looking forward to this season.
I'm looking forward to this season too, and there's a lot of other people because it's fresh and that's what you need, and you got the right ideas. I know how you think sometimes, and you're a racer's person, you know what I mean? And we'll be at Motorsports. We're going to have a booth there. I'll come over and talk to you guys. Of course, I'm going to be doing interviews at Motorsports, so I'll come over and talk to you at your booth.
You always are.
You know what I mean? So I'll talk to you over there. I got to talk to you last year. I'll get to talk to you this year. But anything you need from us from Wide Open Wednesday, all you got to do is ask. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Christopher, thanks for calling. We appreciate you calling us, and I'll be in touch.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited about what's going on in New Egypt now. And talking to you, and now talking to Chris, and just the buzz that's going around.
He has the right attitude. Chris always upbeat, always has the right attitude, and he knows the right people in the right spots. Mark's behind him. I've talked to Mark, and it's going to be an interesting year. I promised Kyle I would mention that the Nitrofish site is back up. Everybody that's into the ultimate gear for Nitrofish, go to www.nitrofish.com. That's the big fish that was on Kyle's car, and everybody likes that big fish with its mouth open. I have it on my golf cart and stuff. You can buy the gear, the ultimate gear, Nitrofish.com.
I was watching the NHRA championships in California, and there was a couple with the Nitrofish on.
Yeah, a lot of guys have some sponsorship from Kenny. It was crazy because they sponsored Kenny Sr. and then Kenny wound up buying the business.
Oh, okay.
So, and one of my favorite cars that Kyle had was a gray car with the Nitrofish on it. That's one of my favorite cars. That was his rookie car when he ran Pro Stock. So, but I mean, you want to mention a couple sponsors? We got a couple minutes. I mean, of course, we've got to mention Bob and Sherry Drayton, Sage Chiropractic. Fred's been getting tuned up. When you go?
I'm going to try again. Well, next week's Christmas week, so I usually go on a Tuesday, so it might be another week.
Well, it's going to be 2 weeks. We're going to be gone.
I didn't feel well yesterday, so I didn't go.
Okay.
So.
Well, we got 2 weeks. We want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll be back after that. Yeah. But me and Fred had already talked. We're probably going to do a Facebook Live from our studio, maybe Christmas Eve. And if we do it on Christmas Eve, yours truly is going to read the night before Christmas.
There you go. That's worth the price of admission right there.
I'm going to read the night before Christmas my way. Okay, so it's going to be a little edgy.
Uh-oh.
So if you find out that we're going live on Facebook from the studio,
We'll have to get the garage beer going.
yeah, we're going to get the garage beer going. Steve, you're more than welcome to come over if you want to get away from the family. They're going crazy on you.
We'll invite Nick Marco because he's across the street. He lives across the street from our studio.
Well, there you go. We get Nick to come over.
Come on over.
Night before Christmas. I'm going to be reading it if I can read it at that point. But no, we got to thank Steve for everything he's done for us. Kate, of course. Kate was real busy at work today. Warren, and when we come back, it'll be a new year and things are bigger and better.
We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things rolling around in our heads, and especially Kate's. And she comes up with all kinds of good stuff, and I'm really excited about this year dealing with you and Kate and Warren. And
I can't wait
everything
to see
we
you
do
on the racetrack.
and me on the racetrack this year.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Hopefully my dad can get out. I'm probably going to put about 40 to 50 people in the stands the first time I get running.
I can't wait.
And hopefully they get addicted to New Egypt like we are.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, absolutely. New Egypt, Bridgeport. Like I said, Doug Rose. Don't forget the light show, gang. You ain't doing nothing this weekend. Check out the light show. It's a mile and a quarter. Okay. Thursday to Sunday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. starts on the 19th, which is tomorrow. Open daily, 5 to 10, $20 per car. And you can buy tickets online if you want. Tickets.com, www.tixr.com. Groups Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Go check it out, gang. It's pretty cool. If you've ever been to Shady Brook, it's kind of that kind of deal. But it's at Bridgeport Speedway. If you're a race fan, go to Bridgeport and check out the lights.
All right.
On behalf of myself, Fred Fletcher, everybody involved, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But you'll hear from us before then.
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow.
Yep, Fred will be on tomorrow.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now is the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.